Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at Life is a Magic Mom. I am Nina, and I'm Magic Mom, obviously. I hope you guys are all having a great Thursday. We are having a little bit of shifts going on today with, I think Mars is direct again, thank goodness. Hello, Natasha. Good morning. So we should notice a little bit of a lift on the cosmic brakes that have been put on us for those of us with a lot of dominant Mars traits. The Venus retrograde, I think, is almost half over now. So that should be, we should all be kind of coming out of the more immediate results of that, or the, I guess, how do I want to put it? The rapid sinking, like quicksand, that usually happens when we realize that we're going to have to descend into the underworld to deal with some more bullshit. But I think we've all weathered that pretty well. I think that's it as far as what's going on today. So if you didn't catch the hour-long weekly thing that the Leo King does for astrology, you might want to check that, just because I don't keep up on a lot of that on the day-to-day stuff. It gets super complicated, and I'm not an astrologer. I can do some pretty good birth chart readings, but astrology is something that I'm still learning. We are going to use the Wild Unknown today. I haven't used that one in a little bit. And I think we are going to use the Crystal Unicorn deck by Pamela Chen. Kim Kranz is the one who does the Wild Unknown. Then we're going to use our Affirmator's deck. I also want to send a very, very, very special thank you out to Lovechild and Charles Hall. Both of you have made it possible for me to purchase the complete set of our next book series. So I bought all 7 of James Redfield's books yesterday. So we have the entire Celestine Prophecy series ready to go. And the Universe Has Your Back is also on its way as well. From Gabrielle Bernstein. So that is going to be our bridge book. We're going to do that one first, and then we're going to jump into our next enlightenment series, I guess is what we could call it. I read the Celestine Prophecy and got involved with James Redfield in the 90s, which is probably when I wish I would have ran across the Conversations with God books, but I was pretty mad at God at that point, so I might not have read them then, and that may be why I'm reading them now. They're kind of more of a written in a fictional adventure format, so I think you guys will really enjoy that. But it has a lot of good information as far as how we interact with each other through our control dramas, energy exchanges, and things like that. It goes into more of the metaphysical areas as far as that goes, rather than just the spiritual aspects. So I think we'll all get a lot out of those after coming out of the Conversations with God series. So that will also give all of you a little bit of time to catch up if you're trying to finish the series before we go on to the next one. I think that is all for the announcements. Let's start pulling our cards. I'm going to start with the Affirmator's deck from Knock Knock Stuff. And let's see what our affirmation is going to be for today. As you can see by the title for today's thing, it is Whether or not we're going to get off the fence seems to be the question. Ooh, this is a good one. I haven't seen this one yet. Ideal partnership. Okay. I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I'm paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. Good morning, Nora. Ooh, I love it down in California. My husband spent a lot of his time down there. We actually went and picked up Stella there last year. She was a rescue she's getting ready to go on a be euthanized, actually, because in Pitbull or in California they don't have a lot of pit bull rescues, so they just put them to sleep, and I couldn't allow that to happen. She was the dog of a friend's, and they passed away, and she had nowhere else to go, so we drove 2,600 miles straight through to get her, and she has been one of the best parts of my life ever since. So I don't know if she rescued me or I rescued her, actually, to be honest. The thing about the ideal partnership card we also have to realize too is sometimes it's not just our romantic partnerships that need to be ideal. The 5 people closest to us are who we emulate in our lives. So if you're surrounding yourself by a bunch of people who are not helping you to level up, well, they're really dragging you down. So you might as well just slip the cement shoes on and jump in the lake. So we really need to make sure that we are clearing out our toxic relationships right now, because things are going to start moving really quickly. And now that Jupiter is getting ready to exit out of Scorpio, I think a lot of things are going to start to change really fast. And the message I keep getting from the universe is to finish my clearing, because something big's coming in. And if I haven't cleared the space for it, it'll go to someone else. So make sure you guys are doing that too. Let's grab a card from The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. We're about a book and a half away from reading that one as well. We have 1.5 more books left in the Conversations with God series. And after it being a pretty constant companion for me over the last 4 months, I'm a little sad to see it end. But I'm really excited to see where the last book is going to take us to. So, oh my gosh. I just dumped like half the cards on the floor. Okay, let's grab those. All right, so we had something very interesting happen. This one flipped up underneath this top card. So I think I'm going to take these 2 out as a pair, okay? And then these 2 fell out upright, so they were facing up. The pictures were facing up, and these ones fell face down, okay? So we're going to, I guess, do a little bit of an oracle reading right now. So let's see what the universe has to say to us, because she seems to have a pretty big message today. So we'll start with the top cards, okay? The one that was facing up is one of my favorites. The universe works fast when I'm having fun, okay? The one that, oh, nice. The one that was on top of it, facing into it, says, when I'm in alignment with love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. That is amazing. Okay. The ones that fell face up were, when I lean toward love, I am led. And the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of reminders here that we need to get off the fence. So I think some of you have not quite decided yet whether or not you're going to make the choice between love and fear. And I know it's scary to make a choice towards love if all you have known is fear, okay? One of these days I'll do a video and tell you guys all about me and the journey that I have taken on my way to get here. There's bits and pieces of it throughout the Conversations with God series, but maybe I should work on that video as well. So, the ones that fell face down, these are something that obviously we need to be reminded of. The ones that fell face up are things that we are pretty solid in knowing and just need a little bit of validation. But these are things that we're having a hard time with, okay? Oneness is my true nature. I know this is hard. This is a hard one for all of us to comprehend. There is no separation. There's no division. We are all the same. We all make the same choices, the same bad decisions. And we all just want the same love and peace. So let's learn how to work for it together, shall we? Because this is the other one we've been having a hard time with, isn't it? Happiness is my birthright. We talked about this during Happier Than God and the first 4 episodes of Walking with Spirit. None of us came here to be anything but happy. And you're the only one that can change that for yourself. All right, let's get some clarifiers from the wild unknown. Kim Kranz is calling. Let's see if I can get one for each little pile here. Although my cards usually do what they want. Okay, so looks like... Okay, so I had 3 cards pop out. And then I had 2 that came out together. The Hanged Man. Have you made the decision yet? Are you ready? Have you sought enough enlightenment? This is what we're working for. The 10 of Cups. Again, here it is again. The reminder. This is what we're here for. The 10 of Cups is the happy family card. It is your cup running over continuously. It never ends. It's all we all really want. In order to do that, though, we must forget about the swords hanging above our head and realize that what we are is love. And that's it. In that way, we can then make the choice. What works or what doesn't. That is the choice. Love and fear. The only difference is what works and what doesn't. Fear is what doesn't, and love is what is. So let's figure out how we can create this ultimate union together. Mind, body, spirit. Thought, word, deed. So what action do you need to take to complete your circle? The card on the bottom of the deck is the Fool, and it says you just need to make one tiny step. And the universe is ready to grant you everything you want. But you have to make the decision. Good morning, Nyla. Let's get some from the Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull from the Earth Magic deck instead of the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Because I'm going to close out today's reading by reading his interpretation of his art and his cards. So let's see what Stephen D. Farmer and the Earth Magic deck have to add to our little we have a return card. Wolf. Instinct. So, you know what my interpretation of this card is. You know what to do. You just haven't done it yet. So let's do it together. Now let's see what Stephen D. Farmer has to add to that. Oh, the wolf card. Some of the strongest characteristics of our brother and sister wolves are loyalty, companionship, playfulness, and affection. Loving those who are in fear is always challenging, but it is also our greatest reward, Nyla. By loving them and loving yourself, you're showing them the way back to the light. Don't forget that. Wolves are exceptional parents and take great care of their young. We see similarities to wolves and domesticated dogs, particularly certain breeds, yet these tamed and distant relatives have long ago transferred their loyalty and pack behavior to humans. Yet wolves are still carnivorous, wild animals, surviving by seeking out whatever food is available that meets their dietary needs. This is instinctually driven and is the most basic and natural drive that all living things possess. Over the centuries, the encroachment of civilization into the wolves' natural territory and the periodic scarcity of game have prompted these beings to hunt wherever they could, which at times include a rancher's or farmer's cattle or sheep. And this in turn has triggered a desire for revenge by these people so that they hunt and kill wolves, which has decimated their ranks. It's the so-called civilized world clashing with the world of the wild and instinctual. You have lost touch with your instinctual sensitivities. It is the result of cultural and or religious proscriptions dictating that anything wild and instinctual is threatening and therefore has to be controlled or eliminated. Now's the time to overcome this limited mindset and tune into these instinctual cues. Let the spirit of wolf be your teacher and call upon this malevolent being for help identifying what those specific cues are saying. Shed some of your inhibitions with the only guideline being to do no harm. Experiment by getting out of the straitjacket of familiar societal norms and listening to those sensations in your gut that are trying to give you a message. It may be a warning or an urging to take action of some sort. Take some deep breaths and simply notice what your bodily sensations are telling you. Your mind will be the receiver of that information, and your body and mind can learn to work more closely with each other once again. So it's like I was saying, if you listen to yourself, you know what you need to do. And now is the time. If you don't make the choice for yourself, the universe will make it for you, and it will not be what you want it. It won't even be close. It'll just be the manifestation of whatever you feared occurring. That's right. Just do it. To quote JJ, it's time to just do it. So get off the fence, guys. They're about to turn the electricity back on. The time for sitting and waiting is now done. I'm with you, always. So remember, for me in life is a magic wand. We love, appreciate, and fully support every one of you. And thank you for the donations that I have received lately. Wendy, Charles, and Lovechild. You are my heroes. And thank you for making it possible for us to continue into our next series. If you would also like to contribute, the links are in the thing below. Remember, because you're blessed, go out and be a blessing. Take my love with you. Rub it into the world. She needs all the love we can give her so she can give it back to us in the forms of what we're asking for. So, thank you again for joining me. I love all of you. And yes, we will all do it together. So keep your chins up, guys. Remember, poopy faces bring you poop. So keep your smile on. Who knows? Maybe you'll find $5 on the ground today. Or maybe even better. Who knows? I'll see you all at 5 for our next edition of Communion with God. And I love you all.